What's up, y'all? Let people know who you are and what this great business that is in the 925 Contra Costa County area is.
So we're Studio 925. We're a jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, boxing, group fitness gym. Really looking to get people moving again, change, transformed. We're veteran owned, but it's really getting people on a journey of moving, transformation, and just overall getting healthy again. After COVID, everyone sat around for a couple of years. Gyms were closed down, so we really want people back out and putting their best foot forward.
Yep, that's pretty much the idea. So we saw the damage that the pandemic and COVID, has caused to people, not only physically but mentally. And the traditional gym, I don't think will solve the problem, in my honest opinion. However, we're trying to offer a product where the coach will be like, overseeing everything, will be like guiding them, bring them back, to a moving lifestyle again. So that's our most important, pretty much what we're looking forward, in the future, to help people out to get moving and also help them to evolve as a martial artist, understanding, the technicalities behind everything.
Okay. And what kind of obviously I know you guys do jujitsu and many different things. What are kind of the premise of the teachings and the lineage of this school that you're offering for kind of your expertise?
Yes, I come from a Gracie Jiu-Jitsu lineage. My coach, is Eduardo Rocha and Shanji Ribeiro. So they are all linked to Grandmaster Elio Gracie. And it's been like teams has been changing, as far as like when they come to America, they want to open their own business. And we kind of disconnected business-wise from the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu schools. So we ended up opening our own thing, but we never disconnected from our lineage, from our teachers. We still carry, their pictures on the wall. We still carry their honor behind, we still honor our ancestors in martial arts. So we try to keep that line of work that the Gracie family started.
And from what I understand, in jujitsu, there's a great sense of pride in who taught you what and passed down tradition.
Yes.
I hate to say it, unlike boxing or some of these others where it's kind of like, okay, I'm the expert guy, come train with me. What I appreciate about jujitsu is it kind of stems from one certain place and then moves forward.
Yes, it's a long-term investment. When you check the material that you have to learn, if you don't trust the instructor, if you don't trust your teammates to be there like for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, and you're still not understanding, because that's how I feel sometimes. I've been like for over 20 years and I feel like, man, sometimes my teacher teach me a lesson, I still don't get it. It's that process, like you have to have a good team. You have to have a good family. That's what I call family, because those people are going to be around you for a long time. So there's a mutual respect. And with that comes loyalty. That's where the loyalty comes from. Is that respect that we developed through the years. So we're pretty much like hugging each other, squeezing each other, choking each other. So you got to develop that respect. And that respect is transferred, from our teachers. And that's when the hierarchy comes from. Respect the elders, respect those, they are above you, just like in military.
What are some of the challenges y'all are facing as a business currently, just with like basically everyone being poor right now and gas being expensive and just the world being tough?
Well, we haven't faced the challenge yet. It feels like we will face, right?
I think we definitely will. We did open February 14th, so we are expecting the hopefully slow growth. I mean, if you look at it, we did freeze a membership due to gas prices. You do see that struggle, but I don't think we really are seeing that challenge, and it becomes a mindset. You can go out and spend your money on Starbucks every day. You can go get your beer, or go get your drink, or go get food. But when you start disciplining and putting your body first and saying, all right, I'm going to scratch that and go to the gym, there is cost saving ways to afford the membership. And we always are willing to work with people. Like I said, is to get people moving. Like I'm a veteran. I was in the Marine Corps. The mental health aspect that he teaches when you're dealing with like the PTSD, we see some people coming here with it. It's really about them working with them and getting their mind right. So, it is definitely slow, but I think as the summer comes up, it'll pick up. We're in we're always in uncharted times, especially what's going on in the world, what's going on with COVID, Russia, Ukraine, gas prices, meat prices, you hear the food shortage. So, we just take it step by step and just find a way to pivot and adjust.
Mhm.
Well, I think you brought up a really good point. I was reading an Economist article about fitness, and an economist was saying someone was talking about their friend was paying $10 for Planet Fitness, and they were paying about $250 for a gym membership. And the economist told the person, they were basically like, I can't believe you spend $240 more than me on fitness. And the economist basically said to that person, he can't understand why they wouldn't spend $240 on their health, because that money they might be saving right now might lead into medical issues down the road. And I that kind of spoke to me, because it's all about how you frame certain things and how you prioritize things within your life, within the budgets you can work within.
Yeah, so I can elaborate just a little more on that about why would you spend your money on your health. Like I said, I was in the Marine Corps. I was always in fit shape. I've always worked out. I've always gone to the gym. I took the corporate life. I started, sitting at a desk for 8 to 12 hours. In 2 to 3 years, I quickly went from, like 180 to 260 pounds. And then became pre-diabetic, and my health started deteriorating, and I had to figure out a way to turn it around. And yes, you need to invest in yourself. It is worth it. It is worth, we can go through every day on what we spend money on and realize there is a way to cut things out and put yourself first. I mean, just from eating right to hydrating to, taking time, taking the mental health, taking, a nap, getting your sleep right. There's so many avenues you can go to change your mental health and your body. And so this, we believe, is one of them. I mean, I can tell you, when I don't work out versus my level of energy and attitude versus after I get done doing like, an hour of rowing or running or lifting, just the amount of energy flushes back in, happy again, ready to go attack the next thing. So it's definitely something good.
Okay, I see Dan on from Feet First. He also helped put this together. Talk about some of the mental health components, if you're with us, Dan, that you see with this great program in the Concord Martinez area, and some of the benefits you think to making people just a overall happier person with this business.
Well, I think, first of all, thanks for everybody putting this together. Thank you, Lucas. As you know, we're talking to the state assembly, but yeah, I mean, Jeff hit it right on the head. And my kids have trained with Erico, and I think a lot of families are looking for answers right now. And I believe that business owners like Jeff and Erico are trying to expand and show the community that there is other ways to work after this pandemic. And that's the reason why I put this together, is because the families can start looking at other resources. And like I said, my family wouldn't be where it's at if it didn't have the mixed martial arts at an early age. So I'm a huge supporter of what they're doing. And as long as we get the name out there, I think we're going to be saving a lot of families. And if families can't afford it, we've already partnered up with Erico and Jeff, and that the Feet First Foundation would use internal funds that they've raised to help some families in need.
Well, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. How did y'all meet to get this gym going?
Oh, I've known Erico for years, and when Fight Core closed its jiu-jitsu, I met Erico, and my son loves going there. Completely trustworthy place, good place. When you're looking for a gym, especially as a parent, you're looking for safetiness, and you're looking for and Erico is incredible with kids. I have to say, it's a place of safetiness. It's not going to a place where you're uncertain. That's why I'm referring families to there, because I know when they step into 925 Jiu-Jitsu, not only from Jeff's perspective and now seeing him as a father, an incredible father, I have to say, you can see it in his kids. You can tell by a person when you see someone's kids. I've always heard that from many parents. They're like, "Hey, man, your kids are doing great." Well, it's a reflection of the parents. I mean, we work with thousands of kids, and we could say that firsthand. And so Jeff's a solid guy, Eric's a solid guy, and so we'll be happy to refer our people to their facilities.
So I got to ask Eric and Jeff a question. Obviously, coming from the Marine Corps, and Eric coming from martial arts, jiu-jitsu, how do you guide a young person at such a pivotal age and knowing that, I don't want to say they're fragile, but they're kind of fragile with how they look at you as Superman? How do you like curate an experience through a martial arts journey for them to grow as an individual?
Well, my experience with martial arts started at the age of 4, and I had a little trauma. I didn't want to do martial arts actually, and somehow my mom said that I want to do boxing right away. I didn't want to do judo. I didn't want to do anything grappling because I started with judo. And I realized, the way the instructors were like dealing with the kids back in Brazil, so I was like, man, it was way too rough. It was pretty much like I saw this big instructors, like they were not in shape. They're just like, do it, do it. I remember like this guy sitting in the corner, like telling us to do it, but I came down to realization after all these years teaching kids since I was a blue belt that they need to see you doing it. Doesn't matter how much you tell them to do. Like the same saying, right? The old saying, monkey see, monkey does. And another point is separate the kids' classes. They think differently. Their brain are completely different. Like from a 4, 5, and 6, they think one way. 7, they start getting a little maturity. You gotta have another way to communicate with them as well. And from 11 and up, they change. Hormones come in. Like it's be able to follow through that change, separate them, put in a box, and have the right communication, grabbing them by the hand. Another thing that I realized with the kids, never give them just one option. If you say no, be ready to give a yes in another route. I realized most of the parents, like most instructors, like, no, don't do that. No, don't do that. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Give them another alternative. That's what it feels like. You're opening them. So you give a no, but you open it for more routes. And those are the routes that I'm talking about, the technicalities behind jiu-jitsu, behind boxing, behind martial arts, that will help you to guide your brain through the challenge in life. That's how I compare, jiu-jitsu is pretty much like a vehicle, to guide your brain to better decisions under pressure. If they can't understand just the technique itself, and then we put the mindset behind those techniques, when they face those challenges, like whether sparring or a tournament, that's how they sharpen their brain, to make better decisions.
Kind of a different type of question, but how wild were some of those gyms back in the day, like the shoot to box and all that stuff? Like, are the urban legends true?
Oh man, that's the way I learned jiu-jitsu. We didn't learn jiu-jitsu for tournament. We learned the Hoist Grace jiu-jitsu. Our goal is to beat the kickboxers, to beat the boxers, to beat the capoeira guys, was to fight, was for street fight. So, and dojo storming, that's the thing, So if somebody talks crap, you go right there, storm the dojo and fist fight the guy. Was pretty rough. There was no business, jiu-jitsu business in Brazil. So if the white belt lasts, you're welcome. But we make sure we try to make them quit. So the white belt comes in, like they really give it up. Like we beat them up really, really bad. So if they can hang, they stay. If they cannot hang, that in America is different. Now we carry, we grab them by the hand.
I also think that what's interesting about jiu-jitsu and MMA is like we're kind of in the Jack Johnson, the early days, like let me think of another old fighter, like the Joe Lewis's. And now we're seeing more structure, but we haven't really lived through a sport where it literally was at the beginning in our lifetime. And like we literally saw the beginning of MMA where they were like, if you want to take someone down, wear your shoes. If you want to kick, don't wear shoes. I mean, we look at that now and go, that's kind of crazy, but that really was 20 years ago. That was the way the sport was.
Yep. I don't even like call it sport, actually, right? John McCain, 1998, when he banned UFC, he called cockfighting. That's when the Fertitta brothers, bought the UFC from the Gracie family, and they put the rules, they put the gloves, they put time limit, rounds and everything, because we're not allowed to have UFC.
I have to go pretty soon, guys, but I just wanted to reiterate, what 925 Jiu-Jitsu is doing, and I think what gyms, and we saw we saw those gyms, the CrossFits opening up. I think that what they're trying to bring in is a place of community. Like I was there last night. Again, I don't work out there. My kids do. My son especially. We were fortunate to go there last night due to the soccer being canceled. But I saw when these people were coming in, a place of community. And that's what I wanted to stress on, is that these guys are putting together a business model for people to come for self-defense, physical development, mental development, but more important, community. Hey, I'm going here to meet new friends, new people. We're coming out of a pandemic. This is the place to join and go. And the owners really care about your development here. Is that safe to say, Erico and Jeff?
That's right to say.
Oh, definitely.
Mhm.
100%. We want everyone coming here, getting along, mingling with each other,
Right.
in a drama-free gym. We even go out and eat, we'll go out and eat with everyone after workout. There's different things we do, and really just try to bring everyone together. We want everyone learning from each other, networking. You can always learn something from anybody, whether it's good or bad.
Yep.
And we just want smiles on the face. We want to get our mind right, get healthy, and have a good time.
Absolutely.
And from an outsider, I've seen this, and I know you guys just opened up, but that's why I wanted Lucas to get involved, because he's in the boxing world. And Lucas, if you just can share that, and I know you're connected to many people in the boxing world, but this is a place of, you can go learn the sport. You don't need to be a professional. You don't need to be intimidated. You go there, you learn, and you're going to get a good group of people learning at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, we're giving them the platform, and great people, great business, local area. And, when I have time, I'll swing by with the video camera and do whatever I do, shoot whatever I shoot, and just tell the story. Because, the greatest gift is you tell someone's story and you let the world hear the story out.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I wouldn't have my kids' pictures on there if I didn't believe in their business model and what they're trying to do. So long history with the not only with Erico, but Jeff and I spent a lot of time together, and I really see they care about people. They care about the development, and I want this gym to be very successful in the community, where the schools can trust to sending their kids there, but also young adults and adults can to go there and learn the sport of what's really starting to be popular, and that's kickboxing, boxing, and now jiu-jitsu.
Okay, some final thoughts. What would you like to leave people? What's a lasting impression you'd like to let people know upon your introduction on this channel for people to know about your facility?
Well, they are going to be more than welcome. We will grab them by the hand. We'll teach just like we teach a child. We set up our environment in a way that there's no intimidation whatsoever. We have a lot of smart people in our building, like smart members and very loving people, and we all very welcoming. We don't have bullies. Even when the bullies, they come over here, they end up getting transformed. We just want to make sure that this gym doesn't intimidate anyone and welcome everyone in our community, especially our 925 community, because I find this community very special. I've met the best people on the planet here in 925 area.
Also, Erico, you might want to touch on is that, not every kids are going to be inclined to do football, baseball, or your traditional sport. And so if a kid comes in there, which I've seen, you're working with several group of kids who didn't find certain sports appealing to them, but now you're training them to take them to tournaments. Explain that a little bit more to Lucas, and how you're taking some kids that are not so much engaged in other sports, but they're now engaged in what you're teaching them, and you're taking them on the national level.
I truly believe the most natural and the sport on earth was a human fighting another human. I think that was the very, very, very first, interaction. Like, okay, I want this. No, you're not gonna take. All right, they start fighting right there. Caveman. If it was a caveman, whatever. That's what I feel like. It's natural. The fighting is natural. You see every animal, the way they fight, the way they interact with fighting. So it's just natural. We have ran away from that for a long time. We have put some Hollywood martial arts that doesn't give a realistic a scenario for real fighting. It's still, I'm not talking like bad things about martial arts, because I've done pretty much most of them, and there are huge benefits in learning martial arts, or every type of martial arts. Kids will learn how, great benefits from it. But I realized, like with the jiu-jitsu, especially at the UFC, and what I see what the kids do, you see, like, for example, a 7-year-old being able to beat a 10-year-old. You see an 8-year-old be able to beat like a 12-year-old kid. Like, it's amazing. You don't see that in karate. You don't see it in other martial arts. I've seen like amazing things, like young kids doing things with their own body and hands and brain that like a more mature kid. I'm like, man, jiu-jitsu is very special. You know, like only jiu-jitsu you can see this. I feel they get hooked because they can have hands on it. You know, they can see the technique working right there, you know, with the timing instead of just doing katas and forms. So that's why I think why it catches people too. This is the most natural form of combat.
Well, that is a good explanation. Where are you located? Let's not bury the lead. Let's get the location. Let's get the social medias. Let's get the website. Let's get all that stuff so we don't just bury probably the most pivotal information.
So we're on 1776 Arnold Industrial Way, Suite M. It's right by the 4 and Solano exit, the 680, the 242 area, the kind of the Clover. And let's see, sorry, what was that? My mind just went blank.
Just the website, socials, Instagram, Twitter, all those.
Instagram, Studio 925 Fit on Instagram and Facebook. Our website is studio925fit.com. And so anywhere, just Studio 925 Fit, you can find us through Google, Yelp, everything.
And if you enjoy it, probably leave a Yelp review, because I'm sure that's very helpful for a business. Leave one of those 5-star Yelp reviews, which is very valuable, because I think that Yelp has kind of a business that kind of impacts other business in a way.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate it if you swing by and stop it, love it, give that 5-star review. It definitely helps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, great. I appreciate you guys taking time to talk with me, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the future.
All right, yeah, thank you very much for having us. And Dan, thank you for setting this up. I appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
All right, have a good one, Luke.